So I was thinking about having a fire a little further back, but there were hunters here earlier that literally started putting decoys out right in front of the camp. And part of the reason why I don't have fires is to not be noticed. But this is one of those places where it's kind of good to be noticed, at least like briefly. So, I started by this old stump here, and it's right by the water, so very hard for this to get out of control. I've just been starting with the leaves. I'm not gonna cook anything. I don't have anything to cook, so I'm not gonna actually use this for anything, but it is nice to start going through some of the dead wood that I've been collecting. And just start to get that signal going, whether people smell the smoke or see the fire or whatever. It's still kind of early in the day, but another thing about this is, like, even if you're not having a very long campfire, you're just kind of getting a spot burning, and maybe that's it. Maybe I'll go to another spot and kind of get that burning. By doing that, you're letting people know where some good spots to set up fires are. So, if you're good at doing that, don't feel bad about setting up something like this. Obviously, don't leave it unattended or anything like that. Do a little better cleaning up around it, but it's kind of hard to go wrong when you're right beside the water. And this is more of like a signal fire. Not... Yeah, I have wood. I've been adding wood to it, but I don't know. Once I get to a certain point, I'm like, this ground's really wet. I just imagine it'll struggle at a certain point. But further up the hill, sometimes these like really, really padded grounds, like there's a lot of trees and roots and everything, like this kind of stuff, like that will actually burn. Like the ground is so organic that it'll start burning down. So you have to really, really be careful about just going up this little bit of elevation. So this is a really safe space to do it, right? Because it's right beside the water. You got this old stump, which, blocks the wind and everything. Like, I was just thinking about whether it's best to burn it down, but it's going to be resistant to a lot of burning at first, for sure. And it's acting as a wick for all the water. So without stones around here, pretty solid option. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a traditional kind of fire here. If I did, then I'd be adding a lot more wood, Which I might, but it's not really that big of a deal to me. Oh, pine cones, these are the best for fires. Just like a slow burn. Put it yeah. This would be good. This would be good for later. I almost laughed my ass off. I saw them coming overnight. Like, I heard them in their boat, and like, they didn't have a motor. Some of these hunters. But I heard them coming up overnight, and then honestly, they acted like they just saw me after a little while after they shot their first thing. So they were like, "Holy crap, we didn't know you were there." And I was like, "I knew you were there." Like, I would have said something if they were setting up and like pointing their guns a different direction, but they set up the decoys and got on kind of my side of the decoys. So I was just like, okay. It was like I was watching a game. Like, all right, are these guys gonna shoot something? So then they'd get quiet, and like, I think something was about to happen. And they got one. It's kind of funny because I saw a lot of them yesterday. So many ducks yesterday. Like, I'll post a video of like a bunch of ducks that flew in. They saw me, and then I communicated to them that I wasn't a threat. Okay, there's a way to do that where you act surprised, but you kind of keep doing what you're doing. You're not scared of them. You're just because you're big, so they're already scared of you. But then if you act scared or suspicious, that's when they think you're hunting, right? Because, if you're just doing your own thing, it's kind of ironic. Like, when people go out hunting, they act like hunters, and the birds can kind of pick up on that. But then when people don't go out hunting, and they're just trying to be quiet, the birds end up surrounding them. It's like, it's kind of funny. To me, at least. Like, when you're not hunting, you're more likely to be surrounded by wildlife. But, real hunting to me, it's like being out someplace for so long that you kind of need to resort to hunting. It's not about a game, Because if it was a game, it wouldn't really be a fair game, right? Like, setting out decoys, you have a fake call, and then you have guns, and these ducks have nothing. Like, it's so, oh man. For some people, it's the only time outside, though, and it's a good time. Like, they had to come in before sunrise. They were paddling by flashlight overnight. So I get how that could be fun and everything, but it's also a game, I don't really play a lot of games. Yeah, it's getting pretty hot. A nice little warm spot here.